Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, thank you very much for joining in. Those who have joined in early, welcome to DNG live presentations. As a culture, before we proceed, let's have a volunteer praying for us.
Let's humble, Rogers from Mozambique, let's humble ourselves for the word of God. Lord, we thank you for this morning, that we are still alive. We know, Lord, you are the one in whom we live and move and have our being, that you shower your blessings to our presenters of today and the listeners, that we can learn to expand our territories of work. We know with you, everything is possible. Open all the gates of the distributors so that we can learn to earn and do prosperous business under our Dynapharm. I pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much. That was Rogers Mugambe from all the way from Maputo, Mozambique. Thank you for that wonderful prayer. My name is Kololo. I'll be your host for our 5th DNG live Zoom meetings. Today we shall have 4 presenters. The first will be Abago Doreen, health consultant and trainer, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. Then we shall have founder Assimwe Charity, who will also be presenting from Kampala, Uganda. Then we shall have Hall of Fame member, CDM and founder Jun Lalog, all the way from Manila, Philippines. That will be very, very powerful. Then we shall have our guest speaker, Businge Abid, Weere, who is the co-founder of Pesa Smart Literacy Game, and also co-founder and team lead of Innovate Consults. So those will be our key presenters for today's Zoom meeting, and we shall of course wrap it up with a word from our director. Without wasting any further minutes, let's go direct to our health consultant, that is Abago Doreen, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. Doreen, are you online?
Yes, Sike, I'm online.
Okay, please go right ahead and share with us. Doreen will be sharing with us the importance of cleansing and detoxification of our bodies regularly. So let's give her attention and know exactly why we need to cleanse and detoxify our bodies regularly, and which products Dynapharm has that can do that job very, very well. Doreen, please go ahead and share with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sike. I hope I'm loud and clear.
You're very loud and clear.
So a very good morning to everyone. And I hope we can be able to share and understand this, which is the news about our health, of course. And we all know that health is very vital. Without health, you're not living. Without living, I mean, you're not part of the world anymore. So yes, so today we're going to be talking about cleansing and detoxification. And this is a very vital part, like everyone should be cleansing and detoxifying. Some people do it indirectly, but we should all be aware of our health, because health is wealth and wealth is freedom. Yes, that is the Dynapharm theme. Yes, so by the names of Abago Doreen, it is Abago Doreen. Yes, and I'm a health consultant from Dynapharm, Kamu, Uganda. Yes, and when we are talking about cleansing and detoxification, it's very vital to first know what cleansing and detoxifying is, because some people are not aware of what it is. So number one, cleansing is the removal of non-toxic waste materials from the system. And then detoxification is the removal of toxic wastes from the body. So detoxification is just a branch of cleansing. Yeah, and the organs or the systems that are very vital in cleansing and detoxification are number one, the liver, the kidneys, we have the lungs, we have the skin, we have the digestive system, and all those are used for eliminating wastes in our system to leave us fresh and active. So yes, under those organs, if at all we try and summarize it in a system format, one, we have the defecation system that is under the digestive system, considering the food we eat. We eat food, different types of food, but then the body only needs the nutrients and the minerals from it. And the digestive system helps to sort out those minerals. It helps to sort out the nutrients that we need and takes them into our body. So what's left out moves out from the small intestines to the anus, and then we go wash it off our system. Yes, that is the defecation system. Then we have the urination system or the urinary system. That one helps to remove wastes that are accumulated from the cells, our body cells. We are human beings, and human beings are made up of a number of cells, billions and billions of cells. Yes, and those cells, each time they are active, they produce wastes. They use the nutrients we've eaten from our food, and after using it to produce energy for proper functioning, Those cells produce waste such as carbon dioxide, urea, as we shall see as we move on. And those wastes all come out from the what? From the urinary system. And the third system we have is the expiratory system. Now, the expiratory system is very good for removing out carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, which is a waste formed from cellular activity. The cells in our bodies, they also produce carbon dioxide as waste. And that waste comes out from the lungs since it's a gas. Then the last system that we use for excretion or removal of waste from our system is the perspiration system, or what other people know as the integumentary system. Now that one there involves the sweat glands on our skin. So the skin is a very vital organ for removal of wastes in our system. And if we move to the next slide, that is just a summary of the organs. We have the lungs for removal of carbon dioxide using the respiratory system. The skin, part of the waste it removes is excess water, salts, and a few other wastes that might be in the system which are not needed. Yeah, and that's the integumentary system. Then we have the large intestines that remove solid wastes, the byproducts of the food we've eaten, yeah, and excess water. Now those ones come out in form of feces through the digestive system. And we also have the kidneys that help to remove urea. They remove excess salts from the body, and then they also remove excess water from the body. Now, the interesting thing is the kidney usually helps us to balance a variety of things in our system. For example, once there's accumulation of urea in the body, there's what we call acidity. Acidity comes in the body because urea is acidic. So once it accumulates in the system, your pH becomes what? Acidic. And when the cells are acidic, or when the pH within the cells is acidic, usually it tends to lower down cellular function. That is one. Number two, it also tends to reduce our body immunity. Now, when our body immunity is down, you find that someone can easily fall sick. And the process, when someone falls sick, you'll find that both they will need medication in order to become healthy again. Because at that point, whenever anyone is sick, they tend to be what? Unhealthy. Yes. And we have also a vital organ, that is the liver. Now, the liver is very vital in removal or detoxification process. The detoxification process, usually it helps to remove toxins from the waste that we've eaten. Yes, so the liver, what the liver usually does is the liver helps us, sorry, just a second.
Doreen, we don't get feedback audio from your side. I don't know if it's your network or there's something you've Yeah, that is Agado Doreen from Kampala, Uganda, one of our trainers and health consultants. We have an interruption there, but I hope we can have her back as soon as possible. Anyone close to her, please, let's try to assist so that we can move forward without wasting any time. Yeah, we seem to have lost Doreen there, but I hope she can come back online as soon as possible. Anyone close to her, please let her know she's not live with us. Yeah, I've been told she's trying to do screen sharing so that at least we can see exactly what she's presenting, so that we can get a bit better communication or understanding of the topic at hand. Thank you. As Doreen tries to set that up, we shall have our next presenter after Doreen, who will be a founder member and CDM, Assimwe Charity, all the way from Kampala, Uganda, who will be sharing with us about the importance of setting goals in Dynapharm business success and why it is very, very important. So after Doreen, please stay online so that you can learn a lot on how you can succeed by starting with the basics of setting goals and having a direction. Yes, Doreen, let's try to be as fast as possible so that we save time and move smoothly.
Sorry, Collins. Doreen's laptop got an issue. You'll just give her like 5 minutes.
Let's reduce those 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, after our health consultant, Abago Doreen, we shall have, like I've told you, Assimwe Charity, CDM, and founder member who will be sharing with us about goal setting. Then after that, we shall have one of our members of them, that is Jun Lalog, all the way from Manila, Philippines, and also a member of the Founders Club. Shall be hearing from him, who will be giving us a very powerful motivational talk. Then after Jun Lalog, of course, we shall have our guest speaker, who is Mr. Businge, Abid Weere. He will be presenting all the way from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and that is East Africa. Businge Abid Weere is a co-founder of Pesa Smart Literacy Game, and also a co-founder and team lead of Innovate Consult. Very, very powerful. So let's stick together until the end of this meeting because you don't want to miss anything from any of the presenters. Thank you. Yes, can we please have Doreen back online as soon as possible so that we proceed? And as I wait for Doreen, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have logged in, who are participating in this DNG live presentations all the way across the globe. Like I've told you, we have already Jun Lalog, founder member already online. We have people all the way from West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. All participants, thank you very much for keeping time and logging in as early as time needed. Thank you, but be patient with us as we get that technical issue sorted out with our health consultant, because we don't want to miss anything from any of the presenters. So just bear with us, but I guess it will be sorted out as soon as possible. Thank you.
You're going to restart.
Yes, Doreen, I can see we have you back online. That is very, very good. We can hear you. Please share your screen if you're sharing, and then you proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for the malfunction that was on. It was a mild disruption. Yes.
Yes, you're audible enough. You can go right ahead.
Okay. So I don't know if I should begin again or start from where I stopped.
Please just start from where you stopped.
Okay.
We shall pick it up from.
Yes, and I hope you can now all see the slides.
Yes, the slides are very
about the cleansing, the detox. Okay, the detoxification processes. So I was talking about the organs that we use for excreting the wastes from our system. Yes, and then we talked about the lungs that help in excreting out carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a byproduct of cellular activity in our bodies. Like I said, the body is made up of a variety of cells in the system. Yeah, and then we also have the skin. Now the skin helps us to remove excess salts and excess water, among other wastes in the system, and it helps to excrete out the wastes that are on the surface of the system. And that is why we always advise people to, you know, do some bit of exercise or any activity that can make you sweat. Yeah, and we've also talked about the large intestines or the digestive system that helps to remove out solid waste from our system. I mean, we all eat the food, but when you see the quantity of the food you eat, the body doesn't actually need all that. What it needs is the quality of the food that we eat. So we should all be keen with the quality, because the body will just remove the minerals, to remove the it will remove the carbohydrates, the vitamins from the food that you've eaten, and the rest will come out as waste material. And that is the solid waste that comes out. Yes. And the large intestines or the digestive system still helps to remove out excess water from the system. Then when we move to the kidneys are actually it's like the most vital organ when it comes to excretion, because it removes the most toxic waste that will be in our system, especially the urea. Urea usually makes the body to become acidic when it starts to accumulate in the system. And that is when you find us telling someone you have an acidic body pH. And when you have an acidic body pH, the cells become acidic, and then the cell functioning tends to reduce. When the cell functioning reduces, that's when you start finding sluggishness, or people feeling fatigued easily, people feeling sluggish, people getting abnormal mild complications, and when they persist, they can even turn into an organ damage. Yeah. Then another very vital organ when it comes to it's not an excretory organ, but it's very good in detoxifying, and that is the liver. The liver helps to remove out anything that might be toxic to the body. Like, for example, there are some toxins that we usually consume in food called the aflatoxins. Aflatoxins are produced from yeast, from fungus. Yes. And you find that these aflatoxins, when they accumulate in the body, they can easily lead to cancer. They can easily lead to any organ complication. Yeah, but the liver helps to curb out that. Even when someone has taken in poison, once that poison is absorbed into the system, it goes to the liver. So the liver tries to remove out that toxin. First of all, it will convert it from toxic to non-toxic. Then it can take it to the kidneys for washing out. Yeah, so you find, for example, people that have been taking in poison, especially in small amounts, you usually find that it's the liver that is damaged when they do an autopsy. Yeah, but among other functionings of the liver, just because I wanted us to base on removal of toxins and removal of wastes in the system. Yeah, so some of the sources of wastes or toxins that we take into our bodies, or where the body gets all those wastes from. Number one is our cellular reactions. That is the cells in our system, how they react. Like when they are doing their normal daily activity, they usually produce out wastes. Like I told you, carbon dioxide is one of them. We have urea, but then the urea comes when the cells are producing it, it comes as uric acid. And the body, since uric acid is quite more dangerous than urea, the body will try to convert it to urea, which is a bit less toxic to the body. Yeah, and 50, or should we say a third of the waste that come out of our system are actually made by the cells themselves. So we should always take caution. That's why you find that even when the person tells you they eat healthy, they still have to cleanse or detoxify. Why? Because the cells themselves in the system are actually producing wastes. So you find that the person needs to continuously detoxify. Even when you say you're going to lock yourself in the house, you're not going to eat anything, you'll still need to detoxify the body, because the body still produces wastes. For as long as you're still living, the body will produce wastes. Yeah. Then another common source of wastes that now these ones we usually consume them. I think the rest we take all of them in. Number one are the pesticides and the herbicides. As you can see on the slide, there is someone trying to fumigate the greens. Now those pesticides and herbicides are usually very toxic to the body. By the time the person who is spraying is actually putting on protective equipment, that is a clear indication that it is actually toxic to your system. So we usually find that these toxins or the chemicals in the pesticides, they tend to cause cancer in the system when they continuously accumulate, or they even tend to cause organ damages in the system. We should all try and be keen to avoid consuming pesticides and herbicides. So someone will be like, I do not spray I don't have a garden or a farm for spraying. That means I do not have the pesticides in the system. No, we always do. Based on the fact that we eat greens, you find that some people go and harvest those greens or the foods that they have sprayed before it's actually the duration for the what? For the harvesting period. The duration they give between spraying and harvesting, some people usually tend to ignore that duration. And you find there are some plants whereby it's almost inevitable not to spray them. For example, the watermelons. We all eat watermelons day in and day out for those that have access to it. But you find that the watermelons, right from the time they are put in the garden, the seeds are put in the garden, to the point of harvesting, they spray them almost every now and then. And you find by the time you're eating it, it contains the pesticide, or the pesticide residues are actually still in there. Yes, then other people, you can even get the pesticide residue or the herbicide residue from the meat products that we eat, because remember the cows graze, and you might find that part of the food they are eating while grazing could contain the pesticides, so we should be keen with that. Then another source of waste that we usually take in is the inhaled air, the air we inhale in. Remember, all of us, as we wake up to go in and do our normal daily activities, we either sit in the car, sit on a border, bypass a car or something, and they all produce exhaust, like that gas that comes out, the vehicle exhaust or the industrial exhaust, any of those. Remember, for the vehicles or for the motor vehicles, you find that it's the fuel that you take in that is converted and it's excreted as in a form of gas. Now we usually inhale in that air as we are coming to work, going back home, or doing our normal daily activities. And that air usually interrupts, it tends to block our lungs as we are breathing in. That's why you find the rate at which nowadays people are actually getting allergies is alarming. You find someone grows up, they don't have allergies, then around their middle age or at any stage in life, they start getting allergies all of a sudden from nowhere. Someone tells you, I get allergies, dust allergies, which are actually increasing in number simply because of these minor things. Yeah, then cleaning appliances and utensils, we can also get from that. For example, air fresheners. Air fresheners, yes, they are good, they are scented, but then the chemicals in them also tend to do what? To affect our system. We have the processed foods. The preservatives in processed foods are actually not good. They are very harmful to our system, especially when they keep accumulating in the body. So we should all take keen note. Yes, it's okay. Sometimes some of these sources are unavoidable, but if they are unavoidable, is there anything you're doing to actually remove the wastes from your system? People that smoke or even take alcohol, the smoking tends to damage our lungs, tends to cause lung cancer, tends to cause lung failure. So you find that each time you're doing it, some people take it for pleasure as a form of recreation or relaxing, but in the long run, you're affecting your system, you're affecting your health. And once these things start affecting our organs, you'll find that definitely your health will go down, system functioning will go down. You won't be able to work as you're supposed to work. So let's take keen note. Then some of the toxins are actually also the animals and the insects. Maybe, for example, if you're having an insect bite, by the time you start getting that irritation, let's say if a wasp has bitten you, by the time you start getting that irritation, it's an indication that there's something foreign that is in the body. Those insects usually inject in a certain chemical, which usually causes skin irritation or something like that. Yeah, and we also have the medical drugs, which are helpful. Now, the medical drugs are very good in helping us curb whatever health condition we have. But in the long run, these medical drugs usually come in with what we call toxicity effects or toxic side effects. There's what we call toxicity. The drugs come with that toxicity, and it's the liver to actually help curb out the toxicity effects in the drugs. So you find that when someone is taking medication, the liver is being worked and overworked. So if you're the type of person that takes medicine in and out, day in, day out, you're going to find that you're actually you're overworking the liver. The liver tends to get overworked. For some people, maybe you've been taking the drugs for like years. You'll find some people tending to have a liver damage or a kidney damage because the kidneys are actually really overworking. So we really need to make sure we support the liver and the kidney with a cleanser. Yeah, then the signs that can help you know that your body actually needs cleansing or detoxification. They might seem mild to certain people, but they actually are they are something where in a long run, they can lead to a very severe effect in your health. For example, unexplained fatigue. There are certain people, you're not working, maybe you're not stressed at work, you're not doing any serious activity in the body, and you'll find that you tend to get fatigued even when there's nothing serious you're doing. That usually tends to, it could be a sign of what? Of the cells reduces cellular function. So when the cells stop to function normally as they're supposed to, you find people start to be sluggish. You are someone who was active, but then you're starting to feel lazy, tired all the time. Other people tend to get an irritated stomach. Some people tend to get frequent headaches that come in and out. You do something little and then you find you're having a headache. Minor activity, you're getting a headache, all that. Other people tend to get puffy eyes. You've slept for the usual normal hours, but you wake up this time around when you have puffy eyes. That could be a sign of what? It could be a sign of detoxification or accumulation of wastes in the system. Then there are people that tend to get cravings. especially sugary foods, sweet foods. Other people know it as having a sweet tooth. That also tends to affect the system. Like it's a sign, it could be a sign. Aside from certain women, whereby when they're using their menstrual cycle, there are times when they tend to get cravings, or even pregnant women. But then there are some people, unexpectedly, you find they are craving. That is also a sign of what? Accumulation of wastes. And skin issues or skin problems, for example, acne. Acne usually comes when there are wastes that are accumulating in the pores of the skin. Then some people tend to get regular heating up of the legs, where you find a burning sensation in the feet. Yeah, that is an indication of accumulation of waste, and sometimes even dehydration in the system. Then for people that have allergies, usually you find the severity or the allergic reactions tend to increase. For example, someone has sinuses in a cold. When they have accumulated wastes in the body, they tend to have severe allergic reactions, like it's beyond normal. Maybe they reach a point of getting bedridden. So you find when they take a cleanser, for example, chlorophyll, it will help to actually do what? Reduce the allergic reactions. The effect won't be as intense as someone who is actually what? Cleansing their system. And finally, it also helps it increases people who have accumulated wastes in the system. There is an increase in menstrual cramps for women. You find that normally maybe you've been having mild cramps or totally no cramps, but this time around they are intensifying. That could also be a sign. So other people tend to ask, if I have one sign, does it really indicate that I need to cleanse my system? But it usually, since these signs like they tend to even be signs or symptoms for other diseases or other conditions, at least you would need to take keen note. If you have around 3 or 4 signs and symptoms, that could be a good indicator that you need to what? To cleanse the system. I mean, if at all you're someone that inhales in air every day, that is already a sign that you need to cleanse your system. So some of the medical or the health disorders that may rise to consistent lack of cleansing or detoxifying the system, it usually affects the organs that were actually doing what? That are actually helping to cleanse or eliminate waste from the system. So you'll find people getting kidney disorders. I'm sure for those who attended last week on Friday, Consultant Mark was talking about kidney disorders or kidney health, how to maintain it. Accumulation of waste in a long run also tends to cause liver conditions that may rise up, liver cirrhosis for people who drink a lot of alcohol, for people who have been taking in food poisoning, for people who have been taking in a lot of drugs. You find that the liver tends to do what? Tends to be affected. Then respiratory disorders may also rise in, for example, for people who smoke or people who are around polluted air. Polluted air could be due to industrial wastes. Polluted air could be due to the exhaust gas that comes from the motor vehicles, among others. Then it could also arise to nervous dysfunction. Now, the nervous system is not part of the systems that excrete out waste, but due to the waste staying in the system, you'll find that there is what we call that acidic body pH, or the waste that are accumulating. They disrupt the minerals, the mineral levels in the system, and the nervous system is quite sensitive to the mineral contents in the system. So you'll find that people are actually start getting reduced nerve sensitivity, is what we call nervous dysfunction, whereby the nerve senses, especially in the legs or the feet, are usually, you start feeling less, or other people totally stop sensing anything. They can even burn, you can dip your feet in cold water, but then you do not feel the coldness or the numbness that comes with it. Yeah, and due to the uptake of the chemicals and the waste that we usually take in, these wastes could actually arise to cancer. As we know nowadays that the rate of cancer is going up. Cancer, many people are falling sick of cancer. Some people it's because it's hereditary, but others it's because of the types of food we are taking in, the chemicals that we are letting into our system. They usually tend to disorganize all that. Yes. So someone might ask themselves, how do you cleanse or detoxify the body? And that is the key area that we need to know about, because we all need to detoxify our bodies based on the fact that you eat food, based on the fact that our cells are actually healthy and they are still living, meaning that we are actually excreting out waste even when we do not know. Now, it has been made worse by the air pollution. It's also happening, like it's increasing our rate of waste uptake or toxic uptake in the system. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you drink a lot of water. Remember, the skin, when it's excreting out wastes in form of sweat, it's also going to excrete out some water. When the kidneys are actually removing the wastes from the system, they're actually also going to use water to remove out those wastes. So you find that each time you take water, water is a simple ordinary cleanser that will clean out the minor things in the system. Yeah, so you find that you actually need to take a lot of water to cleanse out all these things. And you find another caution that we should take when drinking water. It's always best to drink water early morning, like when you've just woken up. The digestive system is usually empty, or you find that the system has been relaxed throughout the whole night. So you drinking a cup of warm water helps to, one, reactivate the system, two, cleanse the whole body, especially the digestive system, so that it can improve on its absorption rate. And you find that the foods that you'll be eating, it will try to absorb as much nutrients as it can. Yes. And we also have, you need to make sure that you promote sweating. That's why we normally advise any health personnel, we normally advise our clients, please exercise, so that it's also not just to boost the system or activate the body, but to also encourage the body to sweat, because it's a form of waste removal from the system. So you'll find that you need to sweat out a bit to remove the waste that are actually on the surface of the what? Other people might opt for some, which also induces the sweating, opening up of the pores, so that the waste can actually do what? Can come out. So it's highly good. We always recommend people to do exercises, not just to boost the system, activate the body, but also encourage what? Sweating, or any other activity that can enable someone to sweat. That could also be good. Then another way to cleanse the system is to monitor what we eat, the foods that we eat. The foods that we eat, number one, will help to reduce the uptake of toxic substances or wastes. For example, someone might opt for eating less fried foods, because those fried foods usually come in. You find that the way in which someone is cooking the food tends to affect the quality of the nutrients that are coming in. So someone can opt to eat boiled foods than fried foods. Now for the boiled foods, you find that most of the nutrients are going to be retained. For the fried foods, because of the oil that is in it, it can tend to burn out some of the what? Some of the nutrients. And you find that even the spices that we add to the food tend to affect us. For example, when you add certain flavors to the food, maybe curry powder, you find that curry powder also leads to accumulation of what? Of waste. So someone can actually opt for healthy flavors like turmeric, garlic, and things like that. And then also, finally, another way to ensure that we are cleansing our system is by use of supplements. Now, that's where Dynapharm really comes in, because the quality of the food that we are taking in is tending to reduce. Number one, the fertile soil, the fertility of the soil that we are using to actually grow these crops is reducing. So you're going to find that the food that is planted there, when it grows, the concentration of the nutrients are going to vary. They're going to be reducing because the fertility is low. And people nowadays tend to use fertile land. They grow in it crops over and over again without using anything to replenish it. So that's when the Diagro comes in to actually help boost the fertility of the soil and also the nutrient quantity in the food that we are growing in. Yeah, and then you also find that aside from the fertility of the soil, the foods that we are actually planting, the pesticides, each time we're spraying pesticides or herbicides, those chemicals tend to react with the food and actually minimize the quality of the vitamins, the quality of the minerals in the food. And then thirdly, like I told you, the mode of cooking, the way in which we cook our food also tends to affect what? The nutrient quantity. So you find, yes, someone might opt to eat fruits, someone might opt to eat greens, but then the greens they are eating contain less nutrients. The fruits they are eating contains less vitamins. So you find that people actually need food supplements. That tends to push people to all need food supplements since the quality of our food has greatly reduced. And as Dynapharm, there are a variety of products that you can use to actually do what? To boost the cleansing process in our bodies and to actually encourage cleansing itself. Yeah. So some might not be in the category of cleansers, but they indirectly help, because when we come to the cleansing or detoxification process, we have the direct cleansers and then we have the indirect cleansers. What I mean by direct cleansers is they directly remove the wastes from the system. When they take them into your system, they hope to actually wash out the wastes and the toxins. Then the indirect cleansers, these ones boost the organs that actually do the what? The cleansing and the detoxification process. So you'll find that some of the products that are here, for example, the milk thistles, the dynatonics, are immune boosters, or they help in boosting organ function. Yeah, so you find that they're just boosting the organ that helps in the cleansing process. So the first one we have is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is general. It's both a direct and indirect cleanser. How? Chlorophyll, as we all know, has a structure that is similar to blood itself. You just remove the magnesium and then you put in the iron to make what? Blood, to make hemoglobin. So you find that chlorophyll, remember most of the waste, especially those that come out of the kidneys or what pass out as urine, those wastes are transported with blood. So chlorophyll helps to monitor or to regulate the blood levels in the system so that that blood is able to transport those wastes in a very proper way. And aside from that, chlorophyll has both the acidic, it's both fatty and water soluble. So you find that for the areas in our bodies that are fat, that contain fat only, the chlorophyll is actually able to diffuse through that fatty content and actually remove the wastes. And for the areas that are specifically water soluble, the chlorophyll can still diffuse through there and actually eliminate what? All those wastes. And in the process of eliminating waste, now how it comes in as an indirect cleanser, it will help in cell regeneration. Like after each cleansing, it alerts the organ or the system or that area in particular that this part actually needs more cells. So it induces that tissue or that organ to actually do what? Produce more cells in that place. Meaning it's going to help also in maintaining the organs, our organs. For example, the kidneys, the liver, which are very vital in excretion and detoxification. Then 2, wheatgrass is also very vital since it's a cleanser. It also contains chlorophyll that will also help. Now the Ganoderma products, Ganoderma, it as a mushroom, is very good. As we can see in this slide here, Ganoderma is very essential in maintaining or regulating organ or internal organ functioning, especially the kidneys and the liver. And we've talked about these 2 organs being very vital in the detoxification and the cleansing process. Now, Ganoderma still contains glucan that helps to facilitate waste removal, like it improves diuresis in the kidneys. when you look at the in-depth structure of the kidney is like a filter. It filters out what we consider as wastes, and it leaves out the good retains all the nutrients. So the glucan content in the ganoderma actually just helps to improve the filtering bit. Yeah. Then the triterpenoids are good for removing free radicals and improving movement of blood in the liver. If we had that, for those of you that attended Dr. Mukama's presentation, he talked about the free radicals, and I remember him talking about the triterpenoids. Because once there's removal of free radicals, for example, people that take in a lot of alcohol, they tend to accumulate excess free radicals in the liver. So that triterpenoids actually come in to remove those free radicals that could have either caused liver cirrhosis or actually caused liver cancer. So this one is also what? It's very vital. Yeah. Then we also have, we talked about the wheatgrass. We have the green tea capsules. Now, green tea capsules are very good in removal of what we call free radicals that Dr. Mukama talked about, because it's a strong antioxidant. But aside from that, the green tea capsules is to your advantage that it stimulates the production of what we call glutathione in our system. And glutathione helps in removal of these free radicals. So it helps in boosting liver functioning. It helps in boosting kidney functioning. So you find when you take the green tea capsules, you're boosting your immunity, but at the same time, you're maintaining your organs and stimulating the system to actually eliminate wastes in a more frequent way. Then it also has enzymes that activate liver detoxification. Like I said, the liver is a very vital organ for detoxification. Yeah, it helps in removal of toxins from our system. So the green tea capsules help in what? In doing that. Then the other products that are also good with that, one is garlic. Garlic is a very good detoxifier. It helps in removal of metals that we tend to inhale in through the gases. Garlic is also good for improving blood vessel quality. For people that tend to get vascular resistance, like hardening of the blood vessels, garlic is very good for relaxing the blood vessels to improve blood circulation. And remember, it's through the blood that most of these wastes are transported. Yeah. Then we also have kenzotakara. Kenzotakara is very good because it contains infrared and anion effects. Now, these ones directly suck out the waste from our system. For those of you that have used kenzotakara, I think you've actually seen the results of kenzotakara through that. Then we have other products such as Dynatonic and mangosteen that help to improve kidney functioning and liver functioning. So yes, in the process of improving functioning of these organs, they are indirectly improving the cleansing process. People that use milk thistle, it's very good. We all know that milk thistle improves liver functioning. It's good for maintaining the liver. Now, when you're maintaining the liver, you're also boosting its mode of activity. Then we also have red coffee. Now, red coffee is good in a variety of ways. Number one, red coffee contains ginseng. And that ginseng is actually very good for improving blood formation, blood transportation, kidney functioning. It prevents that. It's good for what we call hepatotoxicity. That is damage of the liver through the toxins that we take in our system. So you find that red ginseng contained in the red coffee, or when you take the ginseng capsules themselves, they're actually good for improving what? The liver functioning. And then they're also good, ginseng capsules are also good for what we call diuresis. They help in the filtration process in the kidneys. Yeah, so you find that as we see all these Dynapharm products, they help in a variety of ways. Now, like I told you, some of the products that I've listed here are not part of the cleansers, or they are not categorized under cleansers because they help in other functions but they indirectly work as cleansers, because once you boost your system, or once you boost the organs in our system to function normally, they're actually going to be removing the waste in a normal way. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I was loud and clear. Any questions are welcome.
Thank you very much, health consultant Doreen. That was very, very elaborate, giving us a very good perspective of cleansing and detoxification. Before we move forward to founder Charity Assimwe, let's have just one question, and let's try to be as brief as possible. Thank you. If you have a question, please unmute and then go ahead. And if you don't have anything, please keep your microphone muted. Thank you very much. Yeah, if we don't have any questions for health consultant Doreen, Doreen, thank you very much for that presentation. It was really rich, and we really do appreciate. And I hope we shall bring you back next time.
Colin.
Without wasting time,
Colin.
Okay, yes, Director, go ahead.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone who is online. I'm seeing almost now many countries coming. I want to welcome Mr. Jun Lalog from Philippines, who is attending with us. We really appreciate your coming to be with us, Mr. Lalog. I want to also thank Founder Charity, who is coming in. Thank you, Doreen, for the very good presentation, and we hope everyone is listening. To the distributors who are in the training rooms listening, I'm looking at Lesotho, I'm seeing Uganda, I'm seeing different training rooms, Comoros. Thank you so much, and we can only guarantee you that our business is still strong and we are ready to support you. And we shall work together to make sure we achieve better results. May God bless you, and Mr. Cole, you can continue.
We are now going to hear from CDM and founder member, Assimwe Charity. If I am not mistaken, she's the only female member of the Founders Club in Africa and internationally. I stand to be corrected. But we are happy to have you with us. Please go ahead, founder Charity Assimwe.
Mr. Colin, I'm sorry, I have to come in and correct you. There is a founder from Congo who is a woman, is online. She might be offended. I think we have now only 2 founder members who are women, one from Kinshasa and Charity, who is the latest and the newest founder member. So I apologize for that because Colin is not aware. Please don't be offended in Kinshasa. Thank you.
Thank you for that correction, Mr. Director. And that is why I said I stand to be corrected. And thank you very much. Please, founder Charity, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. CK, and good morning to everyone. Assimwe Charity, the new founder in Dynapharm, and I'm here to share with you today about the importance of setting Dynapharm goals why is it important to set these goals for us to succeed in Dynapharm network marketing. And before I talk about the importance of setting goals in Dynapharm business, I would like to tell you what is a goal. I would like to share with you what is a goal. A goal is a desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. A goal is a desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. In this definition, we see there is that desire that everyone in Dynapharm network marketing must have for them to succeed, and there must be a plan set aside for us to succeed, and there must be commitment. So there is no way we can succeed without setting a goal, a desired goal, making a plan, and committing ourselves to achieve that plan, to achieve that goal. For anyone to succeed in Dynapharm, MLM, you must have a goal, a set goal. In fact, as networkers, we take actions based on the set goals. To achieve success in Dynapharm, we must make our dreams come into reality, and you cannot do that without setting a goal. And we may ask ourselves, why do we need to set goals in Dynapharm? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? So we have got to look, for us to succeed, whether you are a distributor, whether you are a senior manager, a manager, front diamond manager, a founder, we never stop learning. We must always know the reason behind setting Dynapharm goals. And one of the reasons is to take control of your life and business. Setting goals helps us to take control of our lives and business. You find that some people join Dynapharm, they are always working hard. Every day they report to work, every day they go to the field, they are working hard, they are always busy. But when you ask them what have they achieved, they don't have any achievement. Most people work very hard for years. They can work for 40 years, they can work for 50 years, but you get shocked when life goes on and they have not achieved anything. So for us, if you apply the same principle in network marketing, in Dynapharm network marketing, you always get the same results. That you take a lot of time in Dynapharm, attending trainings, going to the field, trying to recruit new people, but because we have no clear direction, then we won't get good results. So one of the reasons for setting Dynapharm goals is to control our lives and to control our businesses. And I would like to share with us, basing on my own experience. I just turned into a founder this year. And before I became a founder, definitely I had to first become a member of Dynapharm. I started as a distributor. I later became a senior, sorry to say, in 6 months when I joined as a distributor in Dynapharm, I became a Crown Diamond manager in 6 months. Why did I do that? It's because I had control over my life and I also had control over my business. I had a clear direction why I had wanted to become a Crown Diamond manager. I did not look at becoming a senior manager or these other ranks because I had a goal set aside for me to become a Crown Diamond manager. So I did that in 6 months. So that's why I say we might take time trying to do business. You meet someone for a year, she's a distributor, another year, she's still a distributor, or someone is a Ruby manager for 5 years. So that is where we find a challenge. In Dynapharm, for us to succeed, we need goals, and these goals, number 2, these goals tell us what we really want to, what we really want for us to succeed. What do we really want? The goals tell us what we want. If you never set clear goals, you cannot know or find out what you really want. If you're wandering through life with vague ideas in mind, you can never achieve it in Dynapharm. So we must know what we want. We ask ourselves frequently, what do we need? What do we want in Dynapharm? And when we ask ourselves, we still constantly reassess. what we want in Dynapharm. So when we reassess, continuously ask ourselves, what do we want? We are able to achieve our goals. Our visions, we have clear vision and a clear plan that guide us to achieve these goals. And if you join and you don't know what you want, there are many distributors worldwide in Dynapharm. You meet them, they join Dynapharm, we introduce them, but they will join and they don't know what they want. They wake up in the morning, go to the field, but they don't know what they really want. What do you want in Dynapharm? What do you want to become? What's your goal? What do you want? So you won't succeed, you won't move forward. You won't get to where you want to get to if you don't know what you really want. So that is number 2. And number 3, goals allow us to measure progress. Goals allow us to measure progress. So we need goals in Dynapharm MLM business to measure progress. There is no way you can measure progress or you can improve without, by setting clear business goals, you are able to measure progress because you always have an end point in mind. For example, all business successful people, all athletes, all networkers who have succeeded always have clear goals set aside for them to succeed. Setting clear goals helps us to have long-term vision, and they also help us to have short-term motivation. So that's why it is important for us to have goals set aside for us to succeed in Dynapharm. It helps us to organize our time and get focused. What doesn't get measured cannot be improved. So imagine you are in Dynapharm 1 year, 2 years, you don't have a measured progress. So how do you improve on that? You don't have a specific goal, you don't have specific targets. If you don't set specific goals and targets, how and what do you do to improve? So without a clear goal, there's nothing to work forward. For example, what do you want to achieve in 6 months? Or what do you want to achieve in 1 year? When you set business goals, you think ahead. Based on this, you can create your plan of action. So we always need to organize our time and get focused for us to succeed in Dynapharm. That is our number 3. Number 4, goals motivate us. One of the importance of having goals in Dynapharm MLM business for us to succeed is because goals motivate us. The roots to all motivation in life are goals. By setting goals, you give yourself a clear endpoint to aim for and you get excited about. If you don't have anything you're excited about in Dynapharm to achieve, then you cannot move forward, you cannot succeed. Aim for something and be excited about something. Work towards that something you are excited about. When setting goals, you have to connect yourself, connect your desires and your dreams. And this helps you to motivate and strive to goals. Goals motivate you and they organize your behavior and give direction, provide you with challenge, and this forces you to think outside the box. You have creative ideas. you start thinking differently. So you create, you explore ideas that are creative and unusual, and this helps you to succeed in Dynapharm business. I still want to relate this to my own experience. In 2020 December, I decided to become a founder. So when I made this decision, I set aside my goal. I said I'm going to become a founder from June. I'm going to try becoming a founder from June 2021 up from January 2021 up to June 2021. So I had a goal to motivate me. I decided to go to the field to work towards this goal. As I said, when you have something that excites you, you're able to move forward, you're able to work towards that goal you're excited about. So I was excited to be a founder, and this motivated me to strive for this goal until I achieved it within 6 months. So from January to June, I had to become a founder. And becoming a founder means you're going to balance 9 legs. And you know, in Dynapharm, balancing 9 legs doesn't seem easy, but when you have goals set aside, when you have that motivation, when you have that excitement because of the motivation you have, you can do it. It's easy to achieve. So people wake up in the morning, they go to Dynapharm offices, they are not excited about anything in life. They start moving around. Maybe you sell one product, maybe you talk to one person, you have no motivation. So you're able to give up. You get stressed. You can't move forward to achieve your goal. So one of the importance of goal setting in Dynapharm MLM business is that goals motivate us. We also have one other reason, and number 5, goals create laser focus. Clear goals give you super focus. You focus on exactly what you spent. You focus on exactly what you want to spend your time and energy on. I myself realized that I needed a number of people. I needed a certain number of personal customers for me to build my team. Although I never had an idea on how to make it happen, I made that decision of reaching this goal in 6 months. So when you focus, you give 100% of your attention to the task that you have to achieve. So I had a task of becoming a founder. I focused on that. I gave my 100% attention to that task. This helps you to put aside all unrelated thoughts. For instance, you're doing something and you try to zone on something only to get sidetracked for 10 to 20 minutes. Let's say you're doing something and a message pops in. It's an alert on Facebook. We are on Zoom listening to different people trying to learn, but as you hold your phone, you get an alert from Facebook. Then you get diverted to that alert for 10 to 20 minutes. Guess what? You're reading about what's trending on Facebook. That means this has diverted you from getting attention, from listening to different people, which would have helped you to learn what you don't know. Okay, some messages might be important, but for example, you cannot focus on a message that is talking about what's trending. That's what I'm talking about. When you focus in Dynapharm, this helps you to finish your tasks quickly. If you say, I'm going to become a Crown Diamond manager within 1 year, and maybe you start in January, in Feb, you hear there is another company that has come in, which is an MLM business, sorry. And then another distributor, maybe from another country, has invited you to attend meetings for that new company. You're diverting yourself from that task of becoming a CDM in 6 months. So that is what has diverted most of us, and we fail to achieve the tasks that we set. You are able to start on something and you concentrate on one thing at a time. When you focus in Dynapharm, you're able to concentrate on one thing at a time. Imagine you plan to become a power manager, you are a Ruby manager, and along the way, someone invites you to another company, for instance. You have diverted yourself from concentrating on becoming a power manager, and with this, you will not make it. Focus helps us to learn from experience. When we learn from experience, it helps to shape our future. So, for instance, when I joined Dynapharm, I had a dream of becoming a Crown Diamond manager. I never thought I would be a founder. But when I went to the field, I got so many challenges. And that's why I'm saying we also learn from experience when we focus. If I never focused on becoming a Crown Diamond manager, if I never focused because of these challenges I met in the field, then I would lose it. I would move from village to village, carrying Dynapharm products in my Dynapharm bag, selling coffees to different people, especially men. As a woman, I got challenges of men asking me if they use Dynapharm products, if they would still get involved with me intimately, getting involved with me, sleeping with me, because some products like Tonkati Ali, Kasif Fatima, as I taught them, I would let them know that they work on sexual health or reproductive system. Because I had that focus, I was not diverted. We all know that young girls have been diverted when they go to the field to do Dynapharm business. Most of them get diverted. You hear them, they had become Ruby managers, they met people in the field, and now they are married in villages. So getting focused is very important. When we get focused in Dynapharm, then we are able to achieve what we want. Before we started, CK said that I'm the only founder lady in Africa, Dynapharm Africa, but the director has corrected us that there is another lady in Congo who is already a founder, who became a founder before me. I want to let everyone here know, and those who are not founders, that becoming a founder is possible. It sounds difficult, but it's possible when we have goals set aside. Becoming a founder is what I am talking about, because I recently became a founder. I'm no longer focusing so much on becoming a CDM. I want everyone to aim at that. You set your goals, you plan on that, you commit yourself, give it time. Don't be diverted. You're going to make it. It has not been easy, but when we focus, when we are not diverted, we can make it. We all know that to become founders, we have to balance legs. And for us to balance legs, we must recruit people. You cannot recruit people without having a plan, without having a goal set aside, without having a clear direction. Let's say you're moving from Kampala to Entebbe. You can't just jump in your car and you drive to Entebbe. You must know the direction to Entebbe. You must know the road to Entebbe. You must know how much time you're going to take to arrive to Entebbe. That is what we have to do for us to succeed in Dynapharm, MLM business. With that, I think I need to stop here. Unless we have some questions, I will be able to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, founder member Assimwe Charity, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. I must say I love that Maharani behind you. Thank you for promoting it. Without wasting time, we shall have a change in our program. We were supposed to have Hall of Fame member Jun Lalog, but because Mr. Businge Abid Weere has a commitment coming through, so we shall have an interchange. After Charity, we shall go straight to Mr. Businge Abid Weere, who is the co-creator of Pesa Smart Financial Literacy Game and co-founder of Innovate Consult. We shall hold on there for the questions later or any supplements. We go direct to our guest speaker, who is
Thank
Mr.
you so much, Colin. I'm trying to come in again a bit. I apologize to Mr. Abid. You'll be coming in after this. I want to recognize the presence. I don't know whether you're all listening to me. The presence of Mr. Nestor Paro from Philippines, one of our top leader who actually brought Dynapharm to Africa, all the way from Philippines with the people they met and bringing Dynapharm to Africa. It makes us happy to see that Nestor Paro from 2005-06 when we saw you up today, we are still together with you. Those are about 17 years back. Thank you so much for being online. And the team from Philippines who are also joining, I've seen some of them. We really appreciate for being with us. And I want to thank also Founder Charity for making it through and earning that lot of money. I think the next time we shall ask Charity to present on her statements on how she's getting that money so that people can believe and see the actual system that Dynapharm has built and the image we have. Thank you so much, Colin, and please, Abid, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Abid Weere from Innovent. I wanted to ask a question. Does anybody here know what black tax is?
Mr. Abid, I didn't hear you.
Has anybody heard of the word? Does anybody know what black tax is? Black tax.
Oh, black tax. No, not yet. Okay.
It was found that for a lot of people, especially black people, there is something called black tax. When somebody starts making some money in the family, about different ideas for your student, for their people. As rent, somebody lacks transport, and this this is something that drains a lot of cash, is personal finances. Black tax. It is a part of African culture to help each other, to help the community and help people around us. And sometimes we ask ourselves the question of how can we help people and why do we help people? I hope this would be a bit interactive to get answers from people and also get comments from people. So if people have anything to say, please put that in the chat. How do you help people in your community? How do you help people in your networks? How do you help people in your friends? So when people ask you, what do they usually ask for? Can somebody tell us anything that they usually have to give to their family or friends?
Advice.
Hello? Anything?
Yes, sometimes people ask some advice and some guidance on how to go with some issues.
Okay, advice or guidance on some issues. So you end up giving people your time and your experience. Anybody else? How do you help people?
Yes, this is Rogers, Mozambique. By giving them hope.
Yes. Okay. Do you have friends and relatives who ask you for money?
Certainly, yes.
Yes. What do they ask the money for?
To meet their basic needs, food, shelter, housing, that kind of stuff.
Okay. How often do you? Anybody else? I think somebody else was saying something. Rogers, how often do you get requests for money?
Certainly, if let's say someone has a need of money, he can press a request towards me.
Okay. Is that every week, every day, every month?
Not every day, not every week. Just comes once in a while because I have my own personal.
Once in a while.
Yes.
Okay. So you find that for a lot of people in Africa, is there anybody else who has a similar experience? You can put in chat or you can unmute and you just mention. Do you usually get help from friends? Do you usually people usually ask you for help? So for a lot of people in Africa, when you start earning or when they start seeing certain improvements in your lifestyle, you find that a lot of your family and your friends will start asking you for help. And this is something that is very African, and this is something that is part of our community and our DNA. However, it tends to become a drain for some people, and it becomes like an additional tax because some people start, can you help school fees for my child? Can you help rent? Can you help me with transport? Can you help me with food? I am sick. Help me some money for hospital and things like that. So you find that in addition to what the government is taking out of your pocket, what your landlord is taking out of your pocket, also your earnings that you're getting, you are starting to go to other people also. So I find that with This is what we call black tax. And it is something that drains a lot of people's finances because you end up giving it out to a lot of other people. So the question here we try to ask, is it possible to help people without directly giving them money? Roger's mentioned that you can do advice. You can give advice to people. Sometimes when people come, you can actually give them advice instead of money. Is there any other way you can help people without giving them money?
Maybe teaching them how to make money, their own money, how to increase their financial capabilities and creating financial base for themselves.
Yeah, so that is also a very good way of helping people. Instead of giving them money all the time, when they come, you can say, you know what, this is how you can actually make your own money. So why don't you try doing A, B, C, D, F, G in order to make money for yourself? This is one of the best ways in order to overcome black tax. So when people come to you, you can say, instead of giving you money, let me give you a way in which for you can make money constantly without me. Is there any other way you think we can help people without giving them money? Anybody else?
Yes, I think you can share what you have with them. For example, if someone wanted money for food, you may not give him or her money to buy food, but you can share with him or her the food that you have for yourself.
Yeah, so yes, sometimes you can give them food that you have instead of giving them money for that. Or sometimes you can say, you have a garden, let me help you out. So I find that the best way in which to help people with black tax is to avoid giving people money and find out what other way can you help them. Can you give them knowledge and information? Can you give them that? Can you give them a way they can improve their lives? If somebody is falling sick all the time, can you give them tips on how they can have a better health? Can you give them connections to a job? So this is something that you have to do. So black tax is something you have to look out for as you're earning money so that you do not end up giving out all your money to other people. And then also for your life events. So you need to have money for yourself. This is something that you just ask yourself, are you ready for some of these events? These are things that could happen. Either it's something that you did yourself or something that life can throw at you. For example, are you ready for a side dish? This is something a lot of people have. Are you ready for children? Are you ready for separation? These are things that take money. Are you ready for separating? Are you ready for building a second home? Then are you ready for a death of a spouse or your partner? Are you ready for your parents who are aging because they are going to now start working less and you have to give them more money? Are you ready to retire? Are you ready for premature death around you? For some people who are about to get married, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready for the birth of children? Are you ready for building a house? Are you ready for job loss? Are you ready for temporary blindness? Are you ready for a serious illness? Are you ready to move town? Are you ready to start a business? These and other events are things that can work it out. So the only way you can be ready for some of these things is to manage your money. In Africa, we had a clear way in the beginning how to prepare people for some of life events. When a child was born, the aunties, the uncles, friends would come and bring a chicken or two, and they give to the family. And the family starts taking care of those chicken. When the child is of age, then the child starts taking care of the chicken themselves. Once the chicken grow, they'll be able to sell that chicken for a few goats. Once the goats were done, once the goats would grow and they became many, they would sell those goats for cows. Now those cows would also, once they become many, they would be sold to build houses and also set his child up for marriage. So you find that the wealth of a child began quite early. So by the time they're 15 or 16, their chicken has become into many, many cows. And this is how they'll be able to manage themselves. However, things have changed right now. So we find that people no longer have so much land for chicken, no longer have so much land for goats and cows. So most of the medium of exchange and money right now is money, it is cash. So you have to find a new way of doing things. One of the most effective ways of money management has been the Israeli method. It's called the Jewish money management. Here, they say with every amount of money that you get, you first get a percentage of it. You put 10% to God, you tithe. Then you say, 10% I'm going to save it for myself. Then I'm going to give percent. Then I'm going to invest 20%. And after doing all this, you remain with 50% and you spend that 50% on expenses like rent, health, and everything else. This has been very effective in that it is noted that of all the billionaires in the world, about 10% are Israelis. They are Jewish. Yet, the Jewish population is not even 1% of the entire world. So there is a very big gap in between the percentage of money that Jewish people have compared to what other people have. And this has been put down to their Jewish money management system. It is called the Jewish jar of management. I am rushing at you have to think about a lot. The mistake we make here is that usually we spend money and then the balance is what we say we are going to invest in, what is what we are going to save, what is what we're going to give. What the Jewish system brings to mind is you first save, first pay yourself. The best way to pay yourself is by saving. It is not by taking yourself out to eat KFC. It's not by taking yourself out to drink a lot of alcohol or to find your partners and have a good time. It is by first saving. You first put money aside. And you can even put another percentage of money aside. You're going to give 10%, and that is also going to be my tithe. But additional 10% is going to be an emergency that I'm going to put aside. It is going to build up every month. If I'm saving an equivalent of $50 every month, even $10 every month, by the end of the year, you have $120. After a few years, you have a substantial amount of money that you can now use for something else. You invest some of the money that you get into small things that you can find. It has to be consistent. You can say, I'm going to put it in a village circle where the money is going. From there, I'll be able to get some emergency money. You can put it in shares. You can put it in small businesses. And then you first save, you first invest, you first tithe. A particular percentage that you have, in particular, say every month, before I spend any money on food, before I spend any money on rent, before I spend any money on anything, I'm first going to save 10%. If I save $100, of those $100, 10% immediately is going to go into savings. 10% is going to give into maybe charity. So if people come and say, I need money, but you have exceeded your 10%, you say, do you know what? I don't have money right now. Maybe next month, if you still need, you let me know. Earlier on this week, somebody asked me for money on Tuesday, like I don't have food, I don't have rent, I don't have this. And I told them, do you know what? This week I'm also broke. I'm actually out of the country. I'll be back in the country next week. Call me on Wednesday. That person did not die. They're going to call me next Wednesday, and I'll give them basing on the amount of money I have saved for giving and for emergencies. So you should first start by saving. First take away a percentage every month. You say any amount of money I get, before I even buy water, before I buy food, before I do anything, I'm going to do savings. I'm going to put a percentage on investment. It does not matter how much that money is, but your percentage is there. The thing about financial management and money management is discipline. If you cannot handle $100 or $50, then you cannot handle $1,000. You cannot handle $10,000. Once you prove to yourself that you can handle $10, you can handle $100, it will be much easier for you as you grow in Dynapharm and you start earning more money. You'll be able to easily manage it. Don't wait to get big money. Start with the small money that you have now. Set out a plan. You can change this that I'm showing on the screen to different percentages, but always have savings there. Always have investment. Always have a bit of giving. You can merge giving and tithing. You can earn emergency. You can add a percentage to say, I want to to do more education. I want to travel. I'll put a small percentage on the side. Always start with that one. To help with this, we have a few tools that we developed. This is a money management game. It's called Pesa Smart. It teaches people how to manage your finances. My numbers are there, my contacts are there. You can look out for Pesa Smart and be able to get it. And you play it with people and it helps you to understand that you need to save up money. You need to save up money from every little money that you get, put some money aside, build up that discipline. Have goals that, like the previous person was saying, have goals and make sure your goals are met. Start with savings first, then spending last. Don't do it the other way around, otherwise you'll always spend 100%, and you'll be the person who's now asking for money from other people. I am, like I mentioned, Businge Abid Weere. That is my number. I'm available on WhatsApp, and that is my email. I am going to open up for questions. I'm going to open up for questions so that you can, in case you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Abid Weere. Participants, if you have any question for Mr. Abid, please unmute and go right ahead. Thank you. Please, if you have one or two questions, please unmute your microphone and please go ahead when you still have Mr. Businge Abid Weere with us.
Okay. My name is Moses. I just want to thank the previous speaker for a very wonderful topic, because that is one area where we and our downlines fail at Dynapharm. So if we can manage our finances very well, then we shall succeed all together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. One thing that we notice with money management is that people keep waiting for big money to start. The people that I have noticed in Uganda that have done quite well are border men. Border men earn very little on a daily basis. However, what they do is they're very organized. Every day, they have to give a percentage to their own circles. So you find that a border man will start with giving an equivalent of $1 or 3,000 shillings every day, 5,000 shillings every day. At the end of the month, at the end of the week, he has 25. At the end of the month, he has 100,000. But most people are waiting to get 1,000,000 shillings in order to start saving. Start with the little amount of money that you have today. And when the big money comes in, always remember that there's tomorrow. Don't just go and spend everything at once. Start in groupings and ask for advice. If you are stuck somewhere, always ask. Some people separate bank accounts. Right now we have mobile money all over Africa. You can start saving on mobile money. Like every amount of money comes, you just save, you put it aside. Every amount of money that comes, you send to your mobile money, you send to your bank account. You can have a different bank account, a different number for expenditure. You have a different one for savings. And the beautiful thing is that when you receive money and you send it away and you cannot easily get it, and someone asks for money, you tell them, I don't have. And that would be the truth. At that moment, you don't have. For me personally, I do saving groups, because when I give money to a saving group, it no longer becomes my money, it becomes the savings group's money. And if I try to get that money out, they will ask for what? Where is it going? You have to pay interest. So I tell people I do not get loans for them. All right. Any questions? Either people have understood very well or I did not explain well, but I hope it was very straightforward. I will hand back to our Master of Ceremony. If you have any questions, you can post in chat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Businge. Thank you very much, Mr. Businge Abid Weere. He has been sharing with us all the way from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Mr. Abid, it's that everything was very, very clear and direct. So it was well understood. We shall go right ahead to one of our powerful members, that is Jun Lalog. He's a member of the Hall of Fame and a founder member. Without wasting time, Jun Lalog, founder, are you online with us?
Yes. Congratulations. Congratulations. How do you say that? Hongera. Am I correct in Swahili? Good morning.
Good morning.
Asante sana. Let me just, I've learned a lot today. No? You've gone a long way. Actually, Doreen has done a very good job of doing the training about our products, and also Mr. Innovent. I will just add some words of wisdom. Never spend your money before you have it. Number 2. And then do not spend more than your income. That's very true with networkers like us. Okay, so it's going to be very, very easy in Dynapharm. Just like what Founders Club member Charity, congratulations Charity. You know what? There are more Founders Club member in Africa now than in the Philippines. You have to commend yourselves. You've done a great job. Okay, I know you can do it, but I did not expect it to be this big. Okay, so why Dynapharm? That's a big question. Okay, we have people from Rwanda, I guess, Swaziland. We have people from Congo. I've been there in Congo. I've been to Goma. I've been to Kinshasa. Why Dynapharm? Wogo Dogo. What does it mean? It's where people get honor and respect. You don't just get honor and respect. In Dynapharm, we give not only opportunity but life. The first time I set foot in Africa, I don't know what I'm going to teach, except what I know best, and that is Dynapharm. Because it has changed my life. so much. So together, we can build our future in Dynapharm. Don't stop. Just keep on. Remember, becoming wealthy is a decision. It's not an accident. And that decision entails a lot of learning. Okay, I did this before. I teach this before. I mean, from a baby up to 20 years old, we get education. That's learning, right? And then from 21 years old up to 60 to 65 years old, that's the time you work. That's earning. You make money. And Innocent said, don't forget the wisdom from the Jewish people. Okay, 10% tithes, 10% savings, 20% investment, and then 10% giving. Okay, and then 50% is spending. That's a very good lecture. Okay, so at the age of 66 until we die, that's the yearning stage. And I wish we are all prepared when we reach retirement. This is the good news about Dynapharm. In Dynapharm, we can have a residual income. Okay? First, you have the linear income. That's based on your hard work. And then you have the residual income. And out of that residual income, if you do what Charity has said before, you can have an exponential income. And you can be where you want to be. Just set goals. It took me 3 years before I became a Founders Club member. Took me 3 years. I don't regret it because I started from zero. Started from zero. Now, I'm a member of the Hall of Fame in Dynapharm. So there's no denying that being successful entails a lot of hard work and learning. Always remember that. Okay? In Dynapharm, this is also very good. Okay, Doreen, congratulations again. Okay? When the product is right, you don't have to be a great marketer. Who said that? That's Lee Iacocca. Okay? All our products has passed through a lot of research, development, and clinical trials. You can never be wrong in our products. It will stand on its own. And that's what makes Dynapharm stable and credible. That's why I'm still here. In fact, I've been with Dynapharm since the year 2000. That's more than 20 years now. I never imagined that at my age now, I'm 65, that I will still be doing this business. You see? And I will encourage more young people to join us. Especially nowadays that technology is being used a lot. Like what we are doing right now. Imagine I am here in Manila, in Philippines, talking with you, and you are in Africa, in different countries in Africa. I have some of my millennial leaders here who are also listening. Some of them are graduates of prestigious universities here in the country. And yet they are doing Dynapharm business. Why? Because of the integrity and the credibility of the name Dynapharm. In Malaysia, it's been there since 1981. In the Philippines, it's the year 2000. In Africa, We started, I think, 2006, if I'm not mistaken. When Nestor Palo met some people from Africa in Thailand. Imagine that. That's where it all started. With just a simple sachet of this product. Just one sachet of this product, it has grown into one of the biggest MLM company in Africa. That's the good news, because our product is always right. Now, don't be afraid of failures. Most successful people or entrepreneurs experience a lot of it. In fact, they made it a stepping stone. They made it a stairway to reach the top. I failed many times myself. If I stop, I wouldn't be here right now. If I stopped doing Dynapharm, I wouldn't be able to send my kids to the best schools. They were still very young when I started this business. Now they're all professionals. They all have their own families. My eldest is in Canada. My youngest is in the US, and my daughter is here in the Philippines. They're all professionals. They have their own families. If I stop because of failures, I wouldn't be here. I praise God there is Dynapharm. And I thank God because Mr. Uy has faith and trust in the Filipino entrepreneur mindset. The same trust and faith that I have in Africa. I know we will make it there. I know. You know what? I will add some more, okay? I know you've been hearing a lot of stories already, success stories. People who were healed, lives transformed, okay? But let me give you a backgrounder. When I was there in Africa, I mentioned this. I can't forget that. That in the world of the wellness industry, of which Dynapharm is a part of, is about $200 billion worth of sales generated every year. That was way back 1998. You know how much it is now in our time? According to the IMF data, in the year 2018, that was 20 years after, okay? The global wellness economy is currently at $4.5 trillion. That's how big it has evolved. And I remember it very well also. I told you, in Africa, we will not just recruit leaders and people. We will recruit countries because it is a continent. Unlike here in the Philippines, we are composed of 7,107 islands. We have to cross the ocean, the sea, to be able to go to other places. But there in Africa, it's one whole continent. I've traveled a lot in Africa. I know what I'm talking about. During the time that I was there, there are about 200 million people. I don't know how many now the population is the whole continent. But we have grown to about 33 or 34 countries now. All we need to do is continue a sustainable training and motivation for all our people. That's all we need to do. Especially now that we have a pandemic. This is a crisis. Every country in the world is affected by it. Even here in the Philippines. You know, senior citizens like me are not allowed to go out. But good news, there is online selling. There is online platform where we can display our products, where we can share the benefits of our products, where we can sell our products, and where we can recruit people to join us. The advocacy that we have, the products that we have, is what people, especially those afflicted with COVID-19 virus, need. We have a lot of products that they need to know. You see, so why Dynapharm? Those are just a few of the reasons why we need to continue doing Dynapharm. Let me give you another idea. Who makes more money? If you are a professional, if you have a job right now, who makes more money? The person who owns the company or an employee? Of course, it is the owner of the company because you only work for him. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But listen, you have to remember this. The owner's job is not to make you rich. He wants to make sure that you work hard for your paycheck. If you work 8 hours, he will make sure that you work hard for it before you earn your paycheck. If you are doing that, I think it's about time to get another source of opportunity, I'm not saying that you leave your job. I'm saying get another source of income. Why? If you are single, what you are earning for a month maybe is enough for you. But as soon as you have a wife and then a family, your expenses will grow and your income remains the same. Then you have a problem. Dynapharm can help you in that regard. So, project your life 5 years from now. Project your life 5 years from now. For me, it took me 3 years before I got to my position. Now I'm a Hall of Famer. But to become a Founders Club, it took me 3 years. To become a CDM, it took me 1 year. To become a Crown Diamond Manager. So project yourself 5 years from now. Do you think you can achieve your dreams if you keep on doing what you are doing now? Think about it. I would put it this way. 5 years ago, where were you? 5 years ago. Present time, what you did 5 years ago, I wish you are successful. Present time. But 5 years from now in the future, that's the challenge. That's a challenge. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Make Dynapharm a part of it. Make Dynapharm a part of it. Life is full of choices. It's not full of chances. It's a choice. Okay? Make the most of it here in Dynapharm. The good news is Dynapharm remains a very stable. It's a pharmaceutical company. It has its own laboratory. It has its own manufacturing factory. It has its own plantation for all our products. We have our own marketing company. There's no way that Dynapharm will collapse. It's one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in Malaysia. All we have to do now is make good in this opportunity. Okay. I will give you another point. Okay. If you choose to become an employee, which I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. You can be promoted. Okay, that's good. Okay. When I was still working, I got also promoted up to department head. I got promoted. In my 15 years of working outside of networking, everything that I earned in my 15 years, I think about 20 years of working, okay, I earned that in less than 5 years in Dynapharm, doing Dynapharm. I earned that. So I'll give you the status of an average employee when they reach retirement age at 65 years old. Just to give you a glimpse. Okay? I want to challenge you to do Dynapharm. I want you to become a part of these statistics. 45% of all retirees are dependent on relatives after retiring. 30% are dependent on charity. 23% are still working. Only 2% are financially independent. What does it mean? We really need to learn the ins and outs of this business. I won't forget Bill Gates when he was interviewed in CNN by Larry King. He was asked, since you are a college dropout, if you did not make it in the computer business, what do you think will be your job? Without batting an eyelash, Bill Gates said, I will be in networking business because I know I can be a millionaire by helping people become millionaires in networking. And true enough, a lot of people in the whole world, a lot of people, in fact, 20%, more than 20% of new millionaires in the world comes from networking. You know that? Very few people becomes a millionaire being an employee, unless you are a crook. But if you work, if you do your work honestly and legally, I doubt. A lot of people are like that. So don't forget, Dynapharm is here to give us the tools that we need, the products that we need, the system that we need. Based on these statistics, remember, the best person to take care of you when you get older is the younger person that you are right now. Right now. So whatever earnings you have, if you're already in Dynapharm, if you're already a manager, senior manager, whatever position you have, was as Mr. Inoven said, save and invest. Save a portion of that and invest. Continue to share Dynapharm to people. Never stop. Up until now, I'm still doing it. In fact, there is a system in Dynapharm right now that we are doing here in the Philippines that I really would want you all to learn. Okay, but I'll just give you a glimpse of that. It's found in the principle. It's found in the table principle. If you want to learn more about it, then me and Mr. Edwin will talk about it. What's the table principle? The table principle stands on solid foundation because it has 4 feet. 4 feet. Very solid. Very solid. In our MLM system, we have a very solid foundation. You got to have 9 manager legs in MLM. When I was there, the first time that I was there, I told I remember Justus. I don't know if he is here. He's still a student there in Uganda. And I guess Justus now is a very successful businessman. I don't know what country now he is. Okay. He did not stop trying to squeeze my brain on the ins and outs of the business. He will stay in the hotel up to 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, learning. Where he is now, I think he's already a Founders Club member also and a Hall of Famer. That's what I'm saying. Okay, the Dynapharm is here to give us all the tools that we need, the trainings that we need. We have very good trainers in Africa now. Very, very good. I'm so proud of what you have become. All of you, I'm so proud. I wish I could go there again. But it's too hard to travel now because of I need to have I'm already vaccinated also myself, but it's very hard still to travel, you know? So, in all of this, let's remain focused on Dynapharm, on the products. I wish all houses, each home should have a product or two. Each home. Because we need the products ourselves. We have to be the product of our products. And you will go places. I know you will go places. I will show you. I know you are already motivated. Okay, I know you are already successful. I know that. I would want to show you some of my pictures in Africa. I hope you can. These are some of my pictures there in Africa. I don't know if some of the people are still in Dynapharm. I wish they are. Oh, this guy I know. Is this Joseph? This guy is Joseph, I guess, from Tanzania. Okay, here's some more picture that I have. That's Nestor Palo. See that in the whiteboard is we're talking about how to make good money in Dynapharm. See, these are my happy memories in Africa. And then I think this is in one of the hotels. We have a global convention. This one. So we have people from Indonesia. We have people from Malaysia. We have people from the Philippines. We have people from Egypt, Ethiopia. You see? So I think there's Nestor up there. Nestor. These are memories. I wish. And then when you first went to the Philippines, these are the people who came to the Philippines. See that? This is in a hotel in the Philippines. The Heritage Hotel. Oh, I think that's Dembe, Dr. Dembe. There. See? So we have a very rich tradition of camaraderie. It's a family, actually. It's a family. Now, Nestor is driving. You remember that, Nestor, huh? When we were there in Africa, huh? So, last picture that I'm going to show you. You might say, is there really money in Dynapharm? I was making millions of pesos here. See that? There. Okay. See the money I'm making here? See? So you might wonder, is there really money in Dynapharm? I will tell you there is. But it's not free. You have to have the commitment. You have to have the commitment. You have to have the yearning to be successful. If you want to be successful, go with the successful people. Ask them their secret. Observe them, how they talk, how they deal with people. Don't go with the negative people. And later on, you will be negative also. There's no perfect company. There's no perfect upline. But be thankful you were brought to the right company. Be thankful. Whoever brought you to Dynapharm, right now, if he is beside you or she is beside you, you thank that person. And you tell that person who brought you in this meeting, you say, thank you, because from now on, I will be the next millionaire in Africa. Starting today, I will be the next Hall of Famer. Starting today, I will be the next Founders Club member of Dynapharm Africa. There's no problem with that. The stage is, let's fill the stage with successful people. That's my challenge. Never stop dreaming. Always be grateful. And lastly, don't forget to thank God for all the blessings. Don't forget to thank God. We are not here by accident. God put us here. So, with that, I say, asante sana. I say, unataka mote bora. Unataka mote bora. Is it correct? Wish you all the best. that's what it means, di ba? All right? Am I right? Unataka mote bora. I wish you all the best. Asante sana. Edwin.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Jun Lalog. We really appreciate having you. It was a nice moment to have you online and for such a wonderful presentation. Most of us still remember you when you're still training us and we are still very young in Dynapharm. And we're happy to see that we have someone like you who has spent over 20 years and you're still stable and confident and focused with Dynapharm. It's a great pleasure to have you, Mr. Jun Lalog. We really, really thank you so much for your training. And to even also Weere, we really appreciate you. Please, Mr. Jun Lalog, the next time we call you, please still don't hesitate to come and do for us such presentations. Greetings to the management in Philippines and the distributors in Philippines. Thank you so much, Mr. Colin. Please, maybe they might be having some questions for you. Mr. Colin, please take over.
Thank you very much, Director, and thank you very much, Hall of Fame member and member of the Founders Club, Jun Lalog, all the way from Manila, Philippines. If we have any question for Jun Lalog, please go ahead. This is an opportunity for you to interact with him. He has made it from down up to the toppest level. So this is a person you need to hear from. So if you have any question for him, please go ahead. Leaders online, if you have one or two questions for founder member Jun Lalog, please go ahead and share your question. I guess all of us have been so motivated that there is nothing to add, but just to go on ground and do the work that needs to be done.
Hello, Mr. Nestor Paro, we want to hear from you. I can see you online. Is it okay?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Hi, hello. I came from a meeting. I'm in a car, inside the car. Jun told me to join, so I'm here. I'm in our municipality in the town. I just came from a meeting. So thank you for this opportunity to thank you again to see you and first not really to see you. Wow.
Thank you.
It's really amazing.
So much. Let's go and back to Colin.
The signal is not so good here. Sometimes the rain is pouring. I'm inside my car.
Thank you.
To everyone, please, just do it. Never give up. Just do it. Never give up. Okay? My car is full of products of Dynapharm. See? Lots of products. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nestor Paulo, for that wonderful view of having products in your car. That is a great motivation for our distributors and leaders online. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. As we wind up our fifth Zoom meeting, I want to thank the presenters of today, Gabo Doreen, right away from Kampala, Uganda, founder member Assimwe Charity, all the way also from Kampala, Uganda, then Mr. Businge Abid Weere, and also the Hall of Fame member and founder member Jun Lalog, all the way from Manila, Philippines. Thank you very much. And I also want to thank those who supplemented, like Roger Mugabe from Mozambique, Mkisa Moses from Guinea Conakry. Thank you very much. And all the participants who have remained with us till the end of this session. Thank you very much. We meet next Tuesday, 2nd November, 11 a.m. East African time and 10 a.m. South African time. Thank you very much and may God bless you.